When Addie first started working for Mr. Pressman in the bookshop nearly a year ago, thanks to an introduction by way of her old high school boyfriend, now good friend and landlord, best-selling author Anthony Radcliffe, her new employer told her he hadn't been through the books on the top of the shelves in a few years, which was an understatement. At the time, she'd offered to sort through them, but he'd hear none of it. He said he hired her to manage the front of the shop while he worked in the back on book restorations, but said not to worry. He'd be hiring an apprentice soon, and it would be a good way for them to have an introduction into the world of classics, so the books could stay where they were for now. As it turned out, a few months later, he did hire a bindery apprentice. But Jasper hadn't really proven himself to be the high-achieving student Mr. Pressman had in mind, and required constant nudging to perform even the most basic tasks required of the craft, although it was a trade that Jasper professed was his lifetime calling. Given the young man's behavior, it was more like his mother had told him to get a job, and this was the only one available in the village. But Addie didn't have time to dwell on that. She was bursting with news, and knew that Mr. Pressman would be as excited to hear it as she was to tell. "Speaking of Mr. Pressman, isn't he in yet?" she asked, scanning the front room of the bookshop. "It's so unlike him to be late." "He isn't late," said Jasper, rolling the ladder over the track to the back corner of the room. Addie waited for it, and smiled at the click that told her he had remembered to secure the ladder in place this time, a safety feature she had initiated. It was a small but successful deterrent for some of the children in the village, who enjoyed zipping the ladder along the track from one end of the sidewall bookshelf to the other, and back again. "He just went to collect the post. He should be back soon, or so he said half an hour ago when he left." "You were in early, then?" "Yeah. He worked on that book for your mate until late last night. Then the old man wanted me in early so I could help him while he finished it up." "He's finished restoring Tony's first edition of Emily Bronte's Wuthering Heights?"